What's going on, lads and lasses? Welcome back to 100% Mags. And of course, Newcastle United took on Leeds United at St James's Park last night. 8 o'clock kick-off. The only game, of course, to kick off last night, with it being the Friday night game. And of course, as expected, Newcastle United were going to do protests last night at the game. And of course, they did. There was paper airplanes that got thrown onto the pitch. Of course, none of them made the halfway line, unfortunately. But they were quite visible on the TV, of course, with Sky Sports covering the game live. I was watching it at home on the Sky Sports, and they did have the camera zoomed in quite a bit to stop you from being able to see all of the banners that Newcastle fans had up in the ground. Of course, that didn't stop a few of the banners getting airtime, though, with, of course, the Mags Against Masters banner being quite visible live on Sky Sports. But talking about the result of the game, of course, Caldolo replaced Freddie Woodman in goal, but the team was completely unchanged other than Darlow from the game that were played against Man United. It was the same lineup, just Darlow coming in for Freddie Woodman, Mark Gillespie as well going on the bench. Apparently, Freddie Woodman was meant to be injured through training. Take that with a pinch of salt, if you will. To be honest, he looked perfectly fine when he played against Man United. But, of course, Leeds opened the scoring 13 minutes in. Rafinha, who just before that had been feigning injury with a hand, what was meant to be a hand from Matt Ritchie across his eye, meant to have raked his eye, and of course he was feigning injury on the sideline. He gets up, and then of course he whips in this ball, which was meant to be across for Rodrigo, but of course Rodrigo just opens his legs, lets the ball go through, and it goes into the back of the net past Caldolo. Now, for me, it should have probably been disallowed, that goal, for the pure fact that, Rodrigo was interfering with play. He did look like he was in an offside position as well. There may be quite a few people that will disagree with us on that opinion, but it did look like he was in an offside position, Rodrigo, and he was interfering in play clearly with him, looking like he was going for the ball, then opening his legs to allow it to go through. It was unlucky to go down by a goal like that, to be honest, and, it didn't dampen the spirits, though, for our players, because our players just kept going like they always do, and to put their heads down, got to work, and of course, we managed to get a goal on the 44th minute through Alan Saint-Maximin, the Magic Man, back again with another goal for Newcastle United, and a brilliant goal it was as well. A lovely mazy run by Maxi. He found his way through quite a few of the Leeds United squad, and of course, he got a ball to Matt Ritchie. Matt Ritchie smacked the ball. It went off of the post, and of course, then we see Maxi get his goal, and he runs off to the Leeds end and celebrates. We're going at half time at 1-1. We'll come out for the second half, and of course, both teams have somewhat lost that luster that was seen in the first half of the game. But, it's still quite a feisty game. Still both teams going at it. We're seeing Junior Firpo for Leeds get very close to scoring a goal, but then smashing it well over into the Gallagher end. There was a chance for Isaac Hayden to get on the end of a ball, which was quite protested in the fact that Mike Dean got in the way of it. If Mike Dean hadn't been in that position, he hadn't blocked off Isaac Hayden. Isaac Hayden might have had a chance of getting a good shot off a goal. Maybe he would have went in as well, as the Leeds United goalkeeper, Misalea, was over on the other side of the post, over on the left-hand post, and of course the right-hand post where the ball was for Isaac Hayden just to run at it and hit it, was completely free. There was a couple of Leeds defenders around the area, but I'm sure with enough power on it, he could have found the back of the net like we've seen him do in the past against the likes of Leicester in that with them games. All in all, it was another one of them games where it did look like we could have come away with something. Unfortunately, we didn't have the likes of Callum Wilson to play up top. It would have been far better if we had somebody like Callum Wilson to play up top, especially with the way the Leeds defence was reacting to the likes of Maxi, Almiron as well, who had some brilliant mazy runs. Even Jacob Murphy as well, coming into the game very late on the 90th minute, with only 4 minutes of added on time. And even Jacob Murphy came in, and he had a couple of mazy runs down past the Leeds defence. So only knows what would have happened, if Callum Wilson had been playing. It possibly could have been a win for Newcastle United, but we'll move on to the next game. Next game is against Watford, and it's away down, of course, at Vicarage Road, so we'll have to see what happens in that one. But we're now 5 games without a win. We've got 2 draws, and of course the losses as well. And, we've got to try and build some sort of performances, build up some sort of confidence, and try and push away from this relegation zone. At the moment, we're currently in 18th place in the Premier League. Leeds United, of course, are outside of that with 3 points now. We've got 2 points out of a possible 15, which, isn't great. We need to do something about it, and it's clear, to see that Steve Bruce just isn't helping the situation. There was actually a bit on the match where you could see, Matt Ritchie and Graham Jones were talking on the sideline. Steve Bruce was also right next to them, and Steve Bruce was gabbing his mouth off trying to talk over the top of Graham Jones, whilst Graham Jones was trying to tell Matt Ritchie the tactics and what he needs to do in the game. And you can clearly see at one point Graham Jones put his hand out and put it on the chest of Steve Bruce and tell him, back so I can talk to Matt Ritchie. And Matt Ritchie actually acknowledges that and moves forward, and he ignores what Steve Bruce is saying and listens to what Graham Jones has got to say. And that's what you need to do, because Graham Jones is there for the attacking side of things. Steve Bruce is there for the defensive side of things, as he has said himself. And, that speaks volumes for itself as well, that him and Steve and Agnew are doing the defensive side of things when you consider, that we've got these kinds of performances of late. With we're not having a win in 5 games, that is just speaking volumes to me that, they need to stop doing the defensive side of things. We need to have somebody else in there to do that job as well. But the attack again from Newcastle, absolutely fantastic as always. We always have a good attack, and would be even better if we had Callum Wilson in there as well, but it's going to be a while before he gets back to wearing a black and white shirt and playing for Newcastle once again. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, remember, like, share, subscribe to 100% Max, and also a little shout out as well to Mike Leeds United Academy. I was over on his channel yesterday to talk about the game ahead of the game. So go give him a check out. I'll try and put his link down in the description below. He's only a small channel, but great guy, great content over there, and I'm sure he'd be appreciative of the support. Till next time, I'll see you all later, and how are the lads?